Congratulations on making the merge, John.
Oh,
You
drops
did
phone.
that.
Drops phone. I did that.
Even your phone's excited for you.
I know. Literally, it doesn't know what to do or how to set up anymore.
So before we start talking about the merge and the people on it, let's just rewind time just till yesterday from the whole blah. Let's just rewind time to yesterday.
Yesterday, like me.
What happened?
So you don't want to repress yesterday like I am?
Oh, I'm dead. So yeah, your tribe did abysmal in the challenge. The Edna's layer with the items.
Sorry, I'm looking for my headphones.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
That's a problem. My earphones are not in the case. I must be. Okay. Do you
could scratch this.
Are you having trouble hearing me by chance?
What?
Are you having trouble hearing me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I'm just the phone was sitting on the microphone, so I just didn't want it to like be fucked up.
No, I can hear you, and don't worry about like leaning down and stuff. You're fine.
I want to be in the frame with my coffee.
So your tribe did abysmal in the last challenge, guaranteed tribal council. What went on yesterday and what impacted your idol play?
Okay. Lots of things. So I mean, yeah, as you're saying, our tribe did piss poor in the challenge, to be honest. Didn't need you guys to like end the twist to know that we were gonna lose. To be honest, for the few hours, especially when I was like out, I knew that I was gonna probably play it on myself, right? Like it was sitting there burning a hole in my pocket, getting ready to get used. And like, I don't know, for the past couple of days, I already had the feeling that I was on the bottom. So that feeling really does just like slowly gnaw away at you. And even though I had already like friendships with Rachel and Maddie and stuff, and like nobody had said my name to me. They're never going to say your name to you. You know what I mean? Like it just like the fact
blind sides are blind sides for a reason, you know?
Right. Like there's a universe out there somewhere where like I don't play it and I go home with it, right? Like I didn't want to live in that world, right? Like I came into this game wanting to make the merge. I saw a surefire way to get that, and I'm not going to sit here and like not take a guarantee when it's sitting right in front of you. To be honest, I almost feel better about it in a way than I think you would having wasted it, right? Like all the signs were there that I'm like on the bottom of the outs, and to like I like some of the things that people were saying, like right before tribal, Rachel literally said to me that she thought that if Izzy goes, that I would be in the best position in the game, which like to me, I'm like, so do you not want Izzy to go? Do you now want me to go? Do you now want Marcelo to go? Right? Like what are you trying to say here? You know what I mean? And like I didn't know how engaged and active Izzy was with it, but it sounded also like Izzy had turned it on for a little bit. Izzy was saying how close the two of us were. So like if I had sussed people out, like there were so many vectors out there that could have come back to me. And in my mind, I'm the biggest threat in the game. So like I'm gonna protect myself, point blank. Period. I think now having done that, to be honest, it's weird saying that it puts me in a better spot, because I don't think it does, because like having an idol is obviously a really good spot. But like I've told people that I'm meeting now for the first time, or like regrouping with for the first time in a while, that I like wasted this on myself. You know, this is the position I was in. I was sort of on the outs in the tribe, all things that are true, but put me into like, I think much more of like a middle zone now, right? Like I would expect some of the people from my tribe before this to like not trust me as much, but I think that they are going to have other people that they're worried about before me, but they should be worried about me because I see exactly what they're doing now, you know?
And you see exactly what they're doing now, meaning Rachel, Maddie, Marcelo, Robin.
Yeah, I like see like yeah, absolutely. I see the three of them. And all right, like peek behind the curtain. I already had a call today with Julia. Julia confirmed a lot of the stuff that I was worried about, you know, like Julia clearly plays a lot more orgs and stuff than I did, right? And like confirmed a lot of the stuff that I'm working with, you know, that Rachel and Marcelo go way back, you know, they're all friends with whomever, you know, like Marcelo basically hinted them like that he and Mona Lisa were close. Like, so these are all things that I thought and were things that were in the back of my head that informed the decision for the idol and stuff. So
Does
the
it,
fact
does it, ooh, sorry, continue. I feel like you have a
no,
good
no, you're
point.
good. It's just like the fact that those things out there are genuine. I feel good knowing what I know about the game and seeing where it's at now, you know?
Does this Julia confirmation reinforce to you your own discernment and like ability to read between the lines?
It does. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Like, um, I had a really strong feeling that going into this, that no matter what groups of people were there, this was going to go down the middle 2v2, right? Or 2v2 being like, this was going to be, you know, one tribe versus the other is what I meant, right? Like this was going to go side versus side. Um, and that's very quickly like where the lines are seeming to shake up, right? Like I wasn't sure exactly who would end up on what side. Um, but now things are basically confirmed. Like, to be honest, the shadiest person from the last round going into this one to me is Robin. Robin had no reason to tell some of the lies that they had up to this point. And I don't know why you would do something like that so early. I don't know if you know specifically what I'm referencing, but I'll just like re-explain it on one of the few calls that I had with Robin before Tribal. This was a few days before, but still, the information wouldn't change. Robin told me that they had lost a vote and would have like the bank of vote advantage, right? Which is like, you know, something that would have an audit trail that I'd be able to like look at and see coming up for tribal councils. You know, they seemed much more, you know, not Zafiro strong. They seemed like willing to work with everybody. And then doing a complete 180 on that, you know, building up some sort of trust with me to where, all right, well, you don't have a vote, so I'm going to inform you of the way that I'm thinking of voting beforehand, and then like to not only vote, play an idol, the person I told you that I was voting for, like really shows me where you're at, you know, like I know everything I need to know about Robin now, and if I have anything to do with it, their ass is grass.
So merge occurred.
Yay.
Were you excited to not fully have to because I know like after tribal council y'all went on call, we had another tribal council, so I couldn't like jump on that call that your whole tribe was on after like the tribal council aftermath. But were you excited once the merge hit? Because like if you were on the bottom and stayed on that tribe, like, do you know what I mean? Like, were you excited to
Yeah, I was fucked.
deal with that situation?
Yeah, it was fucked. Well, I was sitting there. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, if this isn't a merge, I really just shit myself. Like, I really just really fucked up. You know, like there's 4 people here who are clearly together, and whether or not like it's explicit, like they probably think I don't trust them fully, right? Except that Nidal and like didn't vote explicitly the way I said. So I'm not stupid. Like I knew where I was. So I definitely needed that change. And I think that like the position I was in there almost puts me in like a better spot for now, because I feel like the only way that I become a target in the next couple of votes, being like, let's say it's only fair to move up the next one or two. The only way I become a target is if both sides come after me, which I don't think benefits either side, right? At least immediately.
So you're talking of sides. What, in your opinion,
It's
what does that
Perla and
look like?
Zafiro are the sides. The sides are Perla and Zafiro. If we're like going layman's terms, but with the Zafiro people are Marcelo and probably Mona Lisa, because it sounded like Marcelo and Mona Lisa were friends. If Marcelo and Rachel are friends, then that puts them six together, being the four that were on my tribe before the merge. Plus Tim, I'm assuming, would go with them, and Mona Lisa. Six versus the others being the OG Perla people, Sam, Juan, Brandon. It's sounded like, and this has basically been confirmed through, I think, what Julia said. I forget specifically what she said, but like Sheed is working with Juan. Sheed has told Julia that he wants to protect the two of us and like keep us there. So like that makes sense. Yeah, I see them, the tribe lines like splitting up that way.
And I know it's still early in the merge, but ideally, what side would you fall on here?
I still think that if we don't break up some of this, like, bestie blue Saphiro bullshit, then we're gonna have a problem. Bestie blue bullshit is the three B's. They are, I think, inseparable, are gonna only have each other's interests out for each other now, and have been pretty galvanized behind like taking out Sam D. So I feel like those are so rigid and they have so many numbers that I'm already defaulting or going with them, that if it's not acted on now, then it's never getting acted on. Period.
You just mentioned Sam D. What's the story with her right now at this early merge phase?
So to be honest, like I've only had like those like quick little surface level conversations with Sam, right? Like I've only, made small talk, but up until this point, like they being the like Zafiro to Amatista people were all concerned about like how good of a player she is or whatever, right? I think I already like said in one of my previous confessionals, like how Rachel and Sam had history. Sam warned Izzy about Rachel and that pissed Rachel off, right? Like, so that's already out there and has informed, I think, a lot of the game so far. To where I see the people on my tribe right after the swap, the new Amatistas, Zafiros. I don't know. I need to come up with the 3B bullshit blue people. Are probably going to end up targeting Sam, if not one of the people adjacent to Sam, and vice versa. Like if Sam is not going to target Rachel, because according to Izzy, Sam was already like talking about Rachel, they're going to target one of the people adjacent to Rachel. In a perfect world, I'm bitter and want to target Robin, but I'm a calm, I don't have really agency to move the needle. I just need to go with it.
Okay. Of the people you haven't met yet, or like just met at the merge, who just break down and get some of the conversations, first impressions of people that you are just meeting.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like I've talked to the most so far, Thomas and Juan. I feel like me and Thomas have had a similar journey so far, being that we both have had to like play idols out of feeling like we're on the bottom. Thomas has seemingly talked to Julia, according to her, before the merge, and was like one of the few people that was like willing to talk to and work with her. So for me, like I feel like we have like a similar journey so far. While we haven't like talked or locked in strategy so far yet together, like I feel like it just makes sense that we're going to end up talking and like getting on the same page, which honestly, like having found out that he like used the idol and stuff, I could get a sense that he was, seemingly on the outs. So that was probably a direction I would have gone on my own anyway. Juan, I don't really know a lot about, but from what Julia said, he and Sheed became pretty close to where I feel like I can get an in with them, right? Like, I think I've actually now at this point, it's weird to think in a day that I've probably had more conversations with Juan than I had with Sheed, like all together. But I just feel like I can get in there socially. I'm already like, I don't think she would have a reason to dislike me or anything or hate me. So I think that would be like a nice little in. It's if like she told Julia that he wants to protect me and Julia, then I would imagine that conversation has already happened between like Juan and Sheed and whoever they're with, So I would sure hope that like, yeah, I like told Juan that I wanted to talk later today. I think if we're able to really like get on the same page game wise about how like the alliances are shaping out, like of a pretty strong in there to start with. I just like don't think that these things are gonna get me past like a round or two to start. Like I could see after a round or two, like I don't know, if somebody's feeling on the bottom, they're gonna start to target people in the middle, right? Like so I gotta like proceed with caution, but I feel like I can start by pitting the sides against each other. Brandon's nice, we have stuff in common, right? Like that'll always be nice. I don't know. I always feel like I start just finding common ground, and see where it goes. If my mind goes a mile a second, everybody else's mind is going to go a mile a second. So you don't know who's going to come to you at some point trying to do something. So you keep it light. You keep your options open.
Okay. Is there anything that I haven't mentioned that you wanted to get off your chest that you may forget?
No, to be honest, like I feel okay about my position right now. Like I don't think I'm gonna be an immediate target for anybody, especially like, I've been pretty candid about like, oh, I wasted my idol, haha, woe was me. Like, I don't know. I'm slowly starting to, I think, retract my threat level a little bit. But if I'm not careful, I can very easily like emerge, I think, as like a loose cannon type, which is what I don't want for myself. So I got to toe the line a little bit. I think like if I'm able to somehow get the target onto Robin for lying to me, that would be a pretty easy alibi with the Zafiro people that I would be like betraying by doing this. But like, it's not really a betrayal. Like I've been on the outs, so let's not act brand new,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a lot. This is a lot. I'm trying not to be stressed about it because I think me being stressed is like why I played the idol and stuff. So, lesson learned.
Hey, I will always say better safe than sorry.
Do you know how sad that me and you would have been like if I didn't play that for myself and I got all the votes?
Yeah, exactly. And you never
Like I would
know.
have been
And
so upset. Like
yeah.
so upset.